Leopard 198, one localizer established, descend RF.
One reception localizer, send RF,
Leopard 198, could you give me a wind check, please?
showing 240.
Good morning. We're at Air Canada Flight Operations in Toronto. Right now, my name is Captain Craig Kennedy. First Officer Patrick Tompkins is joining me today. Hi. This morning, we'll be departing at 11 o'clock local time for the city of Ottawa. It's a very short flight, 218 miles, approximately 37 minutes from Toronto to Ottawa this morning. Not a very typical winter morning. There's no snow here forecast in Toronto or presently falling in the Ottawa area. We do expect to see some white fluffy stuff on the ground in Ottawa, and the runways right now are bare and dry, so we're not expecting a very bumpy ride or any inclement weather en route this morning. This morning we're flying an E-190. It's configured for 97 seats in the back. We have 9 business class seats in the front and 88 economy seats. We'll have a crew of 3 in the back of the aircraft today, as well as the 2 pilots and our film crew joining us today. We do hope you enjoy the flight, and we'll be heading out to the aircraft shortly to prepare for our departure. So we'll just give you some details of our flight this morning. This is our typical Air Canada flight plan right now. You can see that the flight is flight 448 on the 7th of February. The name of the captain is right here. The fin number of the Embraer 190 today is fin 337. Today, we don't have any MEL items or mechanical issues with the aircraft. We have a note here that the GPS will be valid if we did require a GPS approach. There are no outages from the satellites today, so if we did have to execute a GPS approach today, we wouldn't have any problems with that. Again, no MEL items. Today we're at a cost index of 1. It's a very short flight, a very brief cruise phase of about 10 minutes. We'll be climbing to flight level 290 today. And again, the total distance is 218 miles. We'll have a wind component of plus 45, and our temperature deviation at our cruising altitude today will be -7. Burn is approximately 1,200 kilos today for the 37-minute flight. We'll be departing from Toronto off of runway 05. It'll be a Leicester 8 departure, GoPev, direct Lanark, and the Capital 9 arrival into Ottawa. Runway 32 is the landing runway today. Runway 25, the other runway, is NOTAM'd. It's not in use today. So in that case, we're also carrying an alternate today of Montreal. That's Montreal Trudeau International Airport. And if we did require to go to the alternate today, that route would take us at 17,000 feet. And again, it's only a very short distance, 26 minutes at long-range cruise for 121 miles. Again, we have a second page here. We have some more details about our fuel burns. Normally in winter operations we would have extra fuel for de-icing and possible delays, and that's not the case here today. So we have taxi fuel. There's our burn of approximately 1,200. We have some extra fuel, which is like our contingency fuel, carrying our 5%, and we also have our reserve fuel and our alternate fuel. We estimate overhead Ottawa at about 2,000 kilos. We have some other information here if we do change our cruise altitudes about fuel burn changes, and we don't anticipate any changes to that today. We've already spoken to the dispatcher. His name is Tony Schweinberger, and he's already advised us that the aircraft on this route today are reporting very good rides, and we expect a smooth departure and arrival into Ottawa. The main piece of information here is the comparison between the estimated time for today and the scheduled time. We're just about on schedule today, approximately 59 minutes. Normally blocked for 1 hour. We've had no revisions to the flight plan due to weather or fuel requirements. We'll have 47 people on board, so just a little over half of the load. And our estimated landing weight will be at 36,000 kilos today. This just details some of the cruise portion of the flight. On the left side we see the waypoints, the latitude and longitude of those waypoints. We have distances and tracks between them, as well as the winds at those altitudes from the dispatcher and our cruise speed. So our cruise portion here is showing approximately 0.57 Mach. Again, a very low cost index and a very short cruise phase. This is just the ICAO flight plan and the winds and temperatures. Very standard information on most of our flight plans. The City of Ottawa is approximately 1 million people. It's the 5th largest city in the nation of Canada. It's our capital city. The name Ottawa comes from an Algonquin term, Ottawa, which means city of trade. And so there's a lot of history. Originally settled in the 1600s and eventually became the capital of our country with Confederation in 1867. It's a beautiful city. Some mountains to the north in the Quebec border with lots of rivers and streams and government parks for families for outdoor activities. It's a beautiful city. Right now, it's estimated the city of Ottawa is the 7th coldest capital city in the world, with an average temperature in the winter approximately -15 degrees, with record low temperatures of -38 to close to -40 degrees. The city itself in the winter receives approximately 250 centimeters of snow during a normal winter season, and on arrival today we should see some of that snow blanketing the airport and the surrounding area. Once again, it's a beautiful place to visit.
We were just doing our performance for our departure here on runway 6 left in Toronto. As you can see outside, we don't have any snow or contaminant or anything wet on the runways today. Today we're departing off of runway 06 left in Toronto, part of a parallel runway system. On the performance calculation, this is an onboard flight computer we use to input the data. And we're just going to calculate our takeoff here. Our fuel on board, we're expecting approximately 3,500 kilos of fuel. And our zero fuel weight has been input. We just had a last minute fin change for the aircraft, so we've had a slight increase of our zero fuel weight. The winds are out of the north at 13 knots, and the temperature right now is 0 degrees Celsius. This is the altimeter. Again, the runway condition is dry. If we did have a winter operation today, we have a number of selections for the anti-ice. Depending on the icing conditions, we would either have the cowl, that's the engine anti-ice on, and the wings also if required. In this case today, we're not expecting anything. And the ceiling right now is 1700 overcast, so today, because of the ceiling, we'll actually select all our icing on right now. We're going to optimize the takeoff and reduce it with flex. And we don't have any NOTAMs for the departure runway. So we'll push the calculate button to calculate the performance. We'll also input the registration of the aircraft. And this ensures the integrity of the calculation that it's specific to this aircraft. We have a mixed fleet of Embraer 190s and Embraer 175s. And that ensures that the performance is respective for each aircraft. So there's the result. The result of our calculation off the dry runway. Here's the summary on the left-hand side.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome on board flight 448, which is shortly departing for...
It'll be a takeoff 3, reduced takeoff. We'll have the air conditioning and the ATTCS on. It'll be a flap 1 configuration, and our N1 will be 80% for N1. We have all the anti-ice on for departure, and the flex temperature, assumed temperature is 31 degrees. TOCA will be 1630, and we actually receive our stab trim setting from our load personnel once we get the aircraft configured with our passengers. So we'll get that from our company load. Speeds for takeoff, V1 139, VR 139 also, and a V2 of 141, and our VFS is 190. That's our performance calculation for the Embraer 190, fin 311, departing from Toronto at 1610 Zulu on runway 6 left.
Clearance, good morning, sir. Canada 448. We have 997 X-ray, information Lima, gate 134.
448, the PDC is correct. ATIS is Lima, and apron for push. Take care.
Apron to push, Canada 448. And apron, good day, sir. Canada 448, gate 134. Push start.
Canada 448, good day. Push your tail west and disconnect at 7 Delta.
Tail west, disconnect 7 Delta. Canada 448.
And cockpit ground. Tail west, 7 Delta. Ready for pushback. Delaying engine start till advised.
Understood. 7 Delta, tail west, beginning pushback. We'll advise on the engine start.
Apron, FlexJet 625 at Sky Service with information Lima.
FlexJet 625, Mike is current. You ready to taxi?
Affirmative.
Thank you. Hold short of Echo Alpha, FlexJet 625.
Hold short, Echo Alpha, FlexJet 625.
And you are clear to start your engines.
Okay, starting engines 1 and 2.
And Apron, it's Air Canada 448 to taxi.
Canada 448, lane 8, and hold short of Alpha Lima.
Lane 8, short Alpha Lima, Air Canada 448.
Short of Alpha Lima.
Toronto Tower, good afternoon. Kogan 4922's over Vepna 6 left.
Kogan 4922, Toronto Tower 1350 at 15, clear to land, runway 06 left.
Good to land 6 left, Kogan 4922.
18.
Roger. V1, rotate. Positive rate.
You're up.
Wind check 350 at 15.
Heading mode. Heading.
Air Canada 448, climb to 5,000 feet.
5,000, Air Canada 448.
Air Canada 448, contact departure 1288 today.
288, Air Canada 448.
Flight level change mode.
5,000 is set.
Roger, 5,000 set. Flight level change. Autopilot on. AP.
Departure low, especially at 465, 2,500, climbing 5,000.
Air Canada 448, climb to 7,000 feet.
Air Canada 448, 7,000, just passing through 2.5, about 6 left.
7,000 set. Flap 0.
103000, turn direct offshore.
Westjet 465, clear to 7,000 feet, rated under 5.
7,000, Westjet.
Hey, firm 7,000.
Roger,
April
7,000.
7510, clear to 5,000, Toronto altimeter 3023. Air Canada 448, rate heading 100, climb to flight level 230.
Right heading 100 up to 230, Canada 448.
100 on the heading.
After takeoff checklist. Gears up, flaps are 0, thrust rating. Climb 1.
Rider 2.
After takeoff checklist complete.
3. 0 set. Speeds FMS.
And departure ambulance 007 with you through 2,000 feet, climbing 3,000.
Okay, we've just checked the latest ATIS in the Ottawa airport right now. It's winds are 350, 12 gusting to 18, 15 statute miles of visibility, and just some few clouds at 3,000 feet. The temperature is -7, dew point -14, and they're landing on runway 32. We're going to adjust the some of the approach altitudes to the cold density correction for the cold temperature below 0. So we'll go into the performance page here. Performance, we go into landing. We're going to put -7 degrees for the outside air temperature. And then we get an automatic prompt for temp compensation. So we'll select that. Any altitude that is impacted by that temperature will be corrected, actually raised, because of the more dead air. We'll insert that into the flight plan, and then we'll also activate it. Any altitude that has been corrected will have the reverse video on it. We'll also change the landing MDA. Looking at our approach chart here,
Good afternoon, Jazz.
the MDA for this approach for the ILS is 571 feet, and we're going to temperature compensate that also using this also. Performance, landing. Here's the MDA, and it's using a temperature of -7. It'll correct it, so we enter that altitude, 571 feet. So due to the cold weather, we're going to adjust our MDA to 590 feet, which we set on our barometric minimums up here. So we'll actually set 590.
Section 4330, Toronto, good after, good morning, identified.
And that's corrected now.
This will be the Capital 9 arrival. I'll pull this out. And Capital 9 arrival into Ottawa, page 10-2, effective 11th of February. We're going to go
408, contact Montreal 134.
Liner, Canada below 16 for runway 32. Ashton, Ulagu, and Volag.
Canada 448, descend for level 240, your discretion.
Pilots discretion 240, Canada 448.
240 is set.
Roger.
And Volag at or above 4,000 max, 200 knots. We're planning the ILS runway 32. Page 11.3, effective 13th of May 11. And it is IRP 110.3, final approach course 320. Over the NDB will be at
With 448, flight level 290, pilots discretion 240.
Canada 448, Montreal, good day, runway 32, information Bravo.
Thank you, sir. We have Bravo.
and it'll be over the NDB at 1920 for a minimum of 590. The temperature compensated on the barometric altimeter. On an approaching minimums and minimums, it'll be landing or go around flap. If it's go around flap, it'll be climbed to 2,900 or
Montreal Center Airport, 255.
3,100 feet temperature compensated.
Okay.
On a track of 320, then direct to the Ottawa VOR. Planning a flap 5 landing. Brakes and reverse is necessary to exit to the right. We are anticipating a
And that checks with our ATIS there when we need it.
8,000 set.
Roger.
And we're planning winter 350 at 12, gusting 18. Temperatures -7 in Ottawa currently. And 15 miles, basically a cavalcade day. If we did have contamination, the runway is 100% bare and dry, but if we were to have contamination, we would pull out our Embraer Performance Handbook. And anytime the runway is contaminated under about 7,000 feet, we actually will calculate our landing distance number. Today is Ottawa's runway 32 is, what's that, 11,000? It's 10,800 feet. Yeah, Ottawa's runway is 10,005 feet with a clear runway. But if we were to look at it, we'd pull up the landing distance dry on page 27 here. And I'll show you quickly how that would work. We find our its actual landing distance for a dry runway, ref high speed, and for a Embraer 190, we can go with a flap 5 or a flap full. Our landing weight is about 42 ton, and we'll I'll call it a zero wind just for sake of it. Gives us an approximate landing roll at 3,130 feet, and extrapolating up there a little bit for the altitude 3270. So we have plenty of runway today. We have 10,005 available, and that we keep in our center pedestal.
Reverse thruster bonus, not included in that calculation.
That's just braking only. Any questions about the approach?
No questions.
8,000 is set. And
I put the speeds in there if you want to confirm those.
thank you, sir. This is a speed chart where we actually work out numbers based on our weight. That's a vertical track alert.
Roger.
And you have control.
I have control.
And so our landing weight today is about 41 tons, so we used a VREF with 130.
Descent now and activate.
Roger. 138 knots with a VAP of 143 for our wind additive. Our VAC 157 and our VFS, a flap safe, is 189 for our landing distance today, our landing weight and conditions. Number 2 here identified on the ILS 32, track set 320.
Roger. Everyone to be identified on the ILS runway 32, track set 320. 3 needles.
3 needle set. This would be good. We get somewhere around. Yeah, this will work out pretty good.
Try heading 040, 4255.
Heading 040, 4255.
Sure. Air Canada 448 to descend 4,000.
4,000 Air Canada 448. Yeah, and if we could just maybe
Or
start
that set.
the downwind somewhere just near the Parliament building.
4,000 set.
Clear one, sir. Remain at 4,000 for Air Canada 448. Fly your own heading.
Okay, 4,000 and we'll advise on heading Air Canada 448. Thank you.
So I'll kind of take it this side, the north side of the river.
Yeah, you know where the apartment buildings are there?
Yep.
Yeah. The good thing 725 is closed, so.
Yeah.
4255, intercept outside of Green NEV, clear to visual approach, runway 22.
You can see the airport out there nicely there now.
After North Shore, we're going to be heading down.
Sorry, I just missed that. After North Shore, you're going to where exactly?
With your R2.
Speed set 220.
Quarter 255, 9 miles to threshold, contact tower now 1188 today. Tower 1188, quarter 255.
So there's a bunch of buildings with the green tops. Obviously, those are the government buildings. That's the downtown area where the Parliament buildings are.
It's all kind of
Right down
over
there. Yeah. Yeah, that's them in there. Yeah. It's kind of on a crested area. That's the main building, main government building. And where that water comes in, that's where that canal starts, and that's where the skating rink goes, and it goes all the way around to here, and you'll see some ice out there. That river winds its way around about 8 kilometers. You can see that canal down there. That whole thing is a skating rink that goes all the way around.
Yankee 0 Zulu, roger.
You kind of bring it down for 160.
You see the canal down here? That's the rink. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, all of that. It's 8 kilometers long.
It's easy to remember on a 1 roll. You'll stay at 3, is that correct?
What's your right?
2.
There, you can tell them I'm on a heading of 140 for the.
And Air Canada's 440. We're now on a 140 heading, and this will be our downwind. Thank you very much for your help. We can continue with vectors.
Air Canada 448, roger. Remain on the heading 140 vectors for Ottawa, and advise the airport in sight. Expect visual.
Okay, airport in sight, and we can take the visual whenever you want.
Air Canada 448, roger. Check. I'll have Laura in the approach shortly.
Canada 448.
Roger.
I was based out of here for 5 years.
Yeah,
so
good for you, and I was learning something.
Yeah, we pretty much got whatever we wanted.
Yeah.
When you fly CanForce 1.
Oh yeah, yeah, for sure. That's Prime Minister's ship, right?
Yeah.
Who's the Prime Minister then?
I flew Chrétien.
Okay.
I flew Mulroney.
Oh yeah.
And Kim Campbell also, or for her brief stint.
Yeah, for 2 weeks.
Yeah, 6 months actually. I did Mulroney's last flight as Prime Minister,
okay.
And then I did Kim Campbell's first flight also.
Jazz 955, contact Montreal Center now on the frequency 124.127. Good day.
2427, good day.
Sure.
Two visual.
And a 448 on the 1 tower, low altimeter 3022, continue number 1, please departing in RJ.
Roger, Canada 448.
Landing checklist.
Roger, flap 3.
Speed check. Might as well hand fly it or manually do it, I guess. Okay, landing checklist. Cabin is alerted. Altimeters 3022 inches.
302 2 inches.
Autopilot.
Gear, lever down 3 green.
Lever down 3 green. Speed check. And ICAS is checked. Landing checklist is complete.
Roger.
Delta Mike Oscar, exit Delta, contact ground 1.
And set speed VAP, please.
Reducing to VAP. 5 flap, VAP 143. Flight director off.
Altitude.
Roger.
Set approach altitude, I'm visually descending.
Okay.
32, I think it was. That's the time cocktail.
31. Approach 3100 set.
Right on.
Landing clearance to go.
Roger.
Heading sync if you like you.
Foxtrot Tango Mike, apply direct threshold of runway 32 at 1,500 feet, and then
go ahead, so.
turn once you're west.
Roger.
Apply to the threshold of 32, and then north go west of airport, Foxtrot Mike.
Gate 16 they gave us.
Roger. All right.
518 départ à l'envol d'un 28 décimal 1, stand devant 330, 11 rafales 16, autorisé décoller de 732. Autorisé décoller 32, les départs en vol en vol. Canada 448, traffic Cessna 150 will be crossing overhead your threshold right to left at 1,500 feet westbound.
Okay.
Roger, Canada 448.
We're on TCAS.
This is Golf Victor Lima Mike holding short of 04, ready for takeoff. Golf Victor Lima Mike Ottawa Tower after departure, turn right heading 120, climb to 1,500 feet. Wind 330. Actually, for now, line up on runway 04. Line up only, Golf Victor Lima Mike. Canada 448, wind 340, 11 distance 16, you're clear to land runway 32.
Clear to land runway 32 or Canada 448.
And Victor Lima Mike, right turn heading 120 up to 1,500 feet, wind 340, 11 distance 16, clear to take off runway 0. Turn right heading 120, up to 1,500, clear to take off of Victor Lima Mike.
Approaching minimum.
Stable.
Roger.
Minimums.
Runway in sight.
200. $50, $40, $30, $20, $10.
Reverse screen. $70. I have control.
Mike, you have a right turn to North 4 via overhead the threshold of runway 32. Right turn to North 4 overhead threshold 32. Victor Lima Mike.
I see that.
Thank you, sir. Exit Delta, contact ground 1219.
29 on Delta.
Foxtrot Tango Mike, contact Ottawa Terminal
Clear it.
127.7, and your flight plan is that. Foxtrot Tango Mike, switching over.
Ground, good day, Air Canada 448 on Delta for gate 16.
Canada 448, good day. The apron is at your discretion.
At our discretion, Canada 448.
Our discretion. After landing checks, please. APU, please.
Clear. Maybe coming up. Clear right.
Roger.
He's coming up.
Clear on the left.
Due to some connections in the Ottawa area, having lived here for a number of years, we were able to get that beautiful overflight of the downtown part of the city and see some of the beautiful sights of the Ottawa River and the Rideau Canal. Beautiful winter day in Ottawa, Now that I get ready for the walk around, I'll make sure I put on some of my winter gear. We are expecting colder temperatures in the Ottawa area, so we make sure we bring some of our warm gear along and our beautiful
we're ready.
Fur-trimmed rubber rabbit hats to keep us warm.
Ready.